Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! The following video will contain spoilers from the Arrow episode, The Recruits. Also, this roast will contain language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. If any of these things offend you or you don't want to be spoiled for it, stop watching now. Hey guys, Dave here. Many faces of Dave, darker than Damien, more savage than Vandal, and this is the Arrow Roast. If you guys want to know why I'm doing what I do and what lines I will and will not cross, check out my video, Arrow Roast the Rules. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. The thing is, brace yourselves, guys. This was actually a good episode. I mean, it starts off, we got Wild Dog, or as I'll give nicknames to all of the members of the thing, I'll refer to him as Casey Foe. I swear, I mean, he's trying to chase down a bad guy. He trips, almost breaks his neck. Green Arrow catches him with a line and, you know, stops the bad guy. And there's a lot of flack going on there. You know, he says, you want to be a guy in the hockey mask? You want to be something else, someone else? I swear to God, he is just, every bit of anger he has, it's like he's just a constant reminder that Casey Jones was not the great breakout box office role he'd hoped for. And Casey Foe is just, you know, rubbing it in his face. So he gets an invitation to come to train. Curtis is there. We got Evelyn Sharp, which I'm trying to come up with the cute little names here for her. But let's see. For Evelyn, well, considering she was the faux canary, you know how on the old show Dinosaurs, you know, the baby always said not the mama. Let's call her not the pretty bird. Curtis, I'm pretty sure I'm going to come up with new nicknames for him because he's not at Mr. Terrific stage right now, but he's at Citizen Meh. And, of course, Wild Dog, a.k.a. Casey Foe. I mean, we've had Wild Cat on the show, but he's not on there anymore. Wild Dog. I swear to God, if they come up with a new vigilante named Rabid Honey Badger, I'm done. But anyway, they decide to do a little recruitment thing to try to do a little test. And this is what I refer to as Operation Ding Dong. The idea is to try to get past the Green Arrow, ring the bell, and at that point they all try to go in after him, but he proceeds to beat them like they are critic reviews for TMNT out of the shadows. I mean, he's just mollywopping them. I mean, this scene shows why Stephen Amell's favorite guilty pleasure is a bag of douche chips, okay? It is just abusive. And of course it flashes back to when he was in Russia going through the same training for the Bratva. You know, if you're going to try to recruit a new vigilante team, you might not want to use the same exact tactics as a fucking Russian mob, pal. Just thinking about it. And of course, what we got there on the sidelines, FeFe. Oh, fuck. He tried to force Black FeFe on us. He didn't want any of the new recruits to know, except for Curtis, to know who the hell he or she was. He said, no, when I'm going to be there, you wear a mask. He's trying to force Black FeFe on us. No Black FeFe. Bam-a-lam. Oh, God, that hurt. But while all this is going on, it gets freaking crazy. They're trying to do a new hospital drive. They're trying to get this company, Amertech, which is famous in the comics as being a weapons manufacturing company that's crossed with steel, John Henry Irons, a few times. But so I already knew this something was going to be shady. And one of the executives ended up getting taken down by a new vigilante who, this surprised me, Ragman, good old Rory Reagan. He's actually covered head to toe in a Jewish sacrament, I believe, called the Shroud of Souls. So whenever people die around him, he actually, the suit absorbs the souls and he channels their power to do stuff. Think of him kind of like a bargain basement Ghost Rider or Spawn, the same way that Daredevil's a bargain basement Spider-Man. He's one of my faves, actually. And it's really cool because while all this is going on, we are seeing other little things. I mean, Diggle's trying to do his thing to stop a live nuke, which that ends up going sideways, and he ends up getting screwed over for that. Quentin Lance is trying to make right, so he's been drinking, but he's trying to stay busy. Thea contacts him to try to help with security and stuff like this for the big Amertech thing after the exec got taken out. He abandons his post. Ragman gets in, damn near throttles this woman, and Wild Dog jumps in to stop when he knocks down a kid. The dude manages to get away. Arrows ticked off. They continue to do the training, but at this point, the team, if you can call it that, is falling the hell apart. No one trusts him, and meanwhile, Felicity's trying to do, background, commentary as far as for cracking the occasional joke here, the whole green thing. I knew it was coming, but as well as trying to be, the Jiminy Cricket on Oliver's shoulder. But I don't know. It kind of annoys me that FeFe, a couple episodes in, and the only thing we ever got was, a worried look about what happened in Haven Rock. Now, of course, FeFe is funny. Yes. I mean, I remember one time Felicity dropped a joke in the Haven Rock Comedy Club, and, it was just one joke, but she killed it. Oh, there's going to be nuke jokes. And I also remember that same night she threw a rave in Haven Rock. Oh, that bass was pure fire. See, this is what we're getting to, because Ragman not only is a cool underground character in here, but he also helps to solidify a possibility that all of us are really craving. Ramifications for what happened in Haven Rock. And I'll come back to that. Apparently, they discovered that the rag he's got wearing is over 2,000 years old and radioactive, so they're using him like a tracer on him to try to track him. And Thea, a.k.a. the most interesting secretary in the world, ends up overhearing that the head from Amertech is actually in bed with Tobias Church, who's attempting to do a buyout for a lot of their various weaponry, because she's the company that made several of the nukes that were launched on Genesis Day, and they were the ones that manufactured the nuke that hit Haven Rock. So eventually we've got a huge thing going on. The team's not ready. They're at this point they're saying, "Fuck it, I quit." Curtis actually gives a well-done speech to Oliver, saying, "Look, you don't trust us. You beat the crap out of us. You're not building us up. You're tearing us down." And I give it to him. I mean, for a guy that we know for a fact has been intimidated and scared by the Green Arrow, he actually was able to stand on his own and make his things stand. So yeah, 10 points for Hufflepuff. I like this. Because Puffy. Well, anyway. So eventually they start to realize, look, we need to get their shit together. They're working on it. And of course, Felicity's admitting, look, I stayed because of Oliver Queen, and not because of the big scary guy in the mask. And if you want the others to come in and be trusty, you're going to have to show some trust yourself. So, meanwhile, while this is going on, they managed to track Ragman to the big sale between the CEO and Church. Ragman goes in, attacks. It's all kind of cool. And he's trying to do his whole Spirit of Vengeance thing to choke the living crap out of her. Meanwhile, Tobias Church is fighting for Green Arrow. He got the upper hand. He's about to drive an arrow through him. And he says, Green Arrow's like, Ragman. He gives up the girl that he's going to choke after giving a huge speech about, all those lives lost in Haven Rock, and he's the last survivor. Felicity is freaking out. See, this is the good stuff. They are addressing the atomic elephant in the room. I love this shit. So, he ends up giving up his vengeance to save Green Arrow from Church. So, eventually, this whole little thing about trust manages to get him. On a rooftop, we find out Rory Reagan he says it was the last survivor of Haven Rock. Green Arrow has a nice little touching moment with him to try to become an ally. So it looks like that's going to be happening. So Ragman's going to be coming to the Arrow Cave. That's going to be huge. I'll get to that in a sec. Then we've got, of course, the team coming back, and he ends up exposing himself as Oliver Queen. The friction's still there. I mean, Wild Dog is still apparently not liking being the bottom bitch right now. But they come to a head. They decide, okay, you trust me, I'm going to trust you. Let's work together. But let's do something about this name. Like, no. Yeah, great. So it looks like the team is finally trying to form. Meanwhile, Diggle's getting screwed over in Armpitistan, getting framed for robbery of a nuke. It's a lot going on in here, but honestly, the good parts about this are, yes, the action was top-notch. Bringing in a lower-level character like Ragman and making him emotionally relevant, awesome. The stories are good. The tension is so thick you can cut it like with a knife, man. It's awesome. I mean, this episode felt like a season 1 or a season 2 episode. It had that perfect mix of drama, action, all this stuff, while Quentin's trying to deal with, the fallout for losing Laurel and everybody. Thea's trying to give him a job to straighten up and even become maybe deputy mayor, so we'll have to see what happens there. But the drama, everything was there, and Laurel Lance was mentioned as essentially the new driving force to try to keep Oliver training and going hard and trying to stop the bad guys, because Laurel didn't have the same training he did. Of course, I'm not really sure what training you can have to stop against, telekinetic magic, but I digress. But like I said, if this would have been the first episode of the season, I would have had a hell of a lot more faith in this entire season overall. It was actually a better episode than the season opener. Not even kidding. I mean, it was a good thing there, and that part I enjoyed. I would like to see more of that. But even better, we're going to finally get ahead, because I was worried about the whole thing that, after Felicity dropped a bomb on Haven Rock, she had like, a 2-second close-up of a worried face. Then she was back to trying to save the day. It looked like she's been ducking it. I mean, for God's sake, I saw a rerun on TNT where she felt guilty that she wasn't there to hear Ray Palmer's distress call when he was shrunk and captured by Damien Dark. It said she was off in La La Land with Oliver. So, where's the guilt? Where is this overwhelming guilt going on? Now, I may not be of the Jewish faith, so I've been trying to avoid the H word. Now, I've got friends that are in the tribe, and I consider them like brothers and sisters, but the H word I'm talking about, and it ain't just Haven Rock, although it's connected to it. I was worried that after the whole thing with Genesis Day and stuff, it looked like they were just blowing over this fact. And I'm glad that Ragman is solidifying the fact that there's going to be a head. He's going after people responsible for nuking Haven Rock. And he's going to be in the same cave with FeFe. Oh God, this is going to be awesome. We all have this desire to see justice happen. I mean, for fuck's sake, if FeFe had destroyed Haven Rock before Oliver Queen was trapped on that island, her name would be in Robert Queen's book. I'm not even kidding. In Captain America Civil War, Crossbones detonated a bomb. Scarlet Witch moved it up and killed over 100 people. Her actions led to the Civil War and the Sokovia Accords. Huge amount of guilt, people being torn apart. Tens of thousands of people died in Haven Rock. Now, Damien may have launched the warhead, but it was FeFe that played hot potato with a frickin' live nuke, over 100 times the amount of body counts that Scarlet Witch had. What happens? Oh yeah, she broke up with Oliver, still out in work release program essentially, or freedom, and has a new dick to ride. Yeah, that's fair for mass murder. Yay, standards. I'm just saying, in this fictional world where justice is supposed to happen, where the bad guys are supposed to be punished, this is a hard one, but this is the kind of drama that needs to happen. I mean, for God's sake, she's felt more guilty about abandoning Ray Palmer than what she's apparently shown for nuking tens of thousands of people. That disturbs the shit out of me. But Ragman solidifies it. We are probably going to see something coming up later where he's going to confront FeFe. Now, I want it to be a fair fight. How about give her an Atom suit, spare Atom suit from Ray Palmer. That way, Ragman versus Flying FeFe. I like that name, Flying FeFe. It sounds like something you would have when you're scolding your kids and you don't want to cuss. I don't give a flying FeFe what your friends are doing. I said no. Oh, God. But yes, I want the atomic elephant in the room to be addressed. And I don't want it to be ignored or covered up that our favorite little Jewish hacker girl caused an accidental Holocaust. Yes, I said it. But, I mean, I'm sorry, but being adorable and making jokes is not a legal defense against mass murder. Intentional or otherwise. I mean, what the fuck is going on? It's like everyone's looking at her. Even Dollar is like, gosh, Felicity, I can't stay mad at you. You're just too darn cute. No! Being adorable is not a legal defense. And you know for a fact, if Laurel Lance were still alive, she would be the first person to put charges against FeFe for crimes against humanity. She'd ask for leniency over extenuating circumstances, but there would still be something. Come on! Yes, Ragman versus Flying FeFe. Let's make this happen. Oh, I love I've actually tried talking to the fans about this. You know, I got FeFe fans, big Odyssey shippers that said, well, she did the best she could in the circumstance. There are Star Wars weapons. In this episode, she hacked into spy satellites to get footage of Ragman. We have defense satellites that are specifically anti-nuke. She could have used those to take him out. But no. As soon as I mentioned that, they're like, oh, why are you bringing up this shit? It's real! It's totally real. Look up the Star Wars program. This shit is up there right now, but everyone's forgotten about it. Oh. These are the same people that make these excuses. They just... I understand being a fan. I understand that certain things get you going. When you see FeFe and Scruffy, that's my nickname for Oliver/Steven. When you see these two go at it, you see Steven fighting or seeing those two kissing or whatever. I know that there are fans out there that are going full frontal stink finger and going, oh, don't you fail my city, Ollie. That's what they're doing. Guys too, whatever. They're watching marathons of Arrow. After 5 hours, their hands smell like pickled pig's feet in shame. I'm not anti-masturbation. I'm pro-comedy. But these are the same people that excuse mass murder because she's adorable. Oh, she's the most adorable little mass murderer hacker ever. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, FeFe. Oh, God. That shit needs to be addressed. And Ragman may actually personify that. I mean, we got the beauty versus the beast. We got the ugly rags possessed with a shadow of souls versus the cute little hacker that got everybody died. Oh, this is going to be a head I want to see. This is drama that makes me want to come back and see more. I want to see these repercussions. And yes, I'm going to be making nuke jokes and Haven Rock jokes like a motherfucker. And of course, lastly, the epilogue. Tobias Church comes walking out of a club. His guards get taken out by black shaft arrows. And he's all excited that, hey, it's Green Arrow. Nope. Gets his ass handed to him, gets an axe in the back, and Prometheus introduced himself saying, look, if you had killed the Green Arrow, you'd be dead right now. He's mine. Don't try to kill him again or you're dead. And he's like, who are you? And we get the close-up of that fucking ugly mask. And he calls himself Prometheus. That fucking mask. Ragman's mask looked better. It looks like the cast-off mask that was refused for Ragman is on Prometheus's thing with the League of Assassins, costume. That fucking mask, he looks like a catcher's mitt for Ragman Bukkake. I swear to God. It is just horrible, man. But look, overall, it was a good episode. In fact, it was actually pretty darn good. I haven't felt this excited for Arrow since season 2. It was genuinely exciting. It was genuinely good. And it's actually building up for repercussions for FeFe. She literally created Fallout, and it's coming back to haunt her. Yes, I like it. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a reason to check out Arrow again, this was actually one of the better episodes since it started up for season 5. But yes, we may actually get to see FeFe punished. Yes, amen, hallelujah. They're not covering up the accidental Holocaust. So, this is going to be cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. And trust me, I've got more and more jokes. We know that more is coming. So, what did you guys think of it? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this bad boy around. And this was a fun one. But I'm still going to, if there's the good stuff, I told you, I made a promise, I'm going to tell you the good stuff. If there's bad stuff or stuff that hasn't been resolved or needs to be fixed, I'm going to tell you about that too. Always keep my promises, kid. Not the best man, Bennett, but I'm working on it. Alright guys, until next time, Dave signing off. Peace. Yum yum.